We are black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Say it with me. We are black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Okay? What's up, everybody? I am Pierre Javon, and welcome back to a new episode of Black, Beautiful, and Balanced. Okay, so today's episode is about adult friendships, community, and networking. Those three things has been something that has been heavy on my mind in my life. I would say past the last year. It has kind of expanded more how I look at it this current year, but I've been reflecting and trying to work on it for over a year. So let's start from the beginning. So for adult friendships, that's the one that's been the longest running theme, if you would say. I would say probably before the pandemic. Maybe when I got married, I don't know, but we're just going to be completely transparent or try to be transparent about my experience with friendships and how I got to the point I am now with my adult friendships. So growing up, I did not have a lot of friends that, I didn't have a lot of close friends. I danced growing up, so I knew a lot of people that were my age, but like people didn't come to my house. I would go to some people's houses, maybe like very few people's houses, but I didn't have like a go-to friend or a best friend through elementary and through middle school or through high school. Like I didn't have that. I had close friends when I got to high school. I have like friends that for 3 years we went to the mall every weekend, or we were so cool or whatever, and they still hold a special place in my heart. But like I said, not a consistent friend that I felt like I would say was my best childhood friend, which was fine. Now when I transitioned to college, I met my roommate Martika. We were random roommates, and we became best friends, like literally like, you know, thick as thieves, the girls at Avon Ferry. And that was a great relationship. And we used to say that we were the friend that we were both the friend that each of us always wanted. So that was, was not past tense, was a great friendship, a great start of a great friendship. And I had great friends in college as well. But as I graduated, like Martika stayed in Raleigh and I was in Charlotte. Martika eventually moved to LA where she is now. I ended up getting married. I had a baby. So all the transitions that I was going through, I was finding myself like, looking for friendships that like had the same energy I had, if that makes sense. So like in my friend group, I have always been probably the planner or the common thread. Like I used to joke in college and say, I don't know if it was in college, but I used to joke at some point and say that, I had to like relate everybody's life to each person, because when we all get together, I don't want us to be backtracking to what happened 3 weeks ago because y'all two ain't talk. Because you would have told her, but that's just not how y'all are. So I'm gonna catch everybody up to speed. So now we can talk about what happened yesterday. So it's kind of like I'm always like the common thread. I'm the one that like reach out, or I'm the one that makes the plans to do a trip, or stuff like that, which is fine. That has always been my role. But I found when I got older, and like I said, friends go different directions and do different things. I felt kind of like over that part of it. So in 2021 or 2020, I joined Bumble. I wanted to meet friends. I wanted to meet girls that want to go to brunch. They want to do these things. And the thing about that is like, it's just like dating in the sense that these people are all here. They're saying they're here to do the same thing. So like, I like to go to brunch. So now we know me and her want to go to brunch, like all the time or whatever. And I did meet a friend on Bumble. We were friends for a little while. Didn't go well. Didn't end well. But it wasn't like a big to do. But like we had a good, little kiki here and there. Since then, I have since had a baby. And so now my need or desire for friendship has another component to it, like a mommy friend. My husband golfs every Sunday. So like if I had a friend that had a daughter or a child or a son close to my daughter's age, then we could go to the park together, or we could go whatever, like just stuff like that. Or without the kids, me and her. And then me and my husband, we don't have a lot of couple friends. So that's like, well, maybe we can find a couple friend that we can hang out. And that couple friend have a child. Oh, that's a bonus. So I feel like that's when it has branched into adult friends have changed into community, because I'm not necessarily looking for like a new friend. Like I don't have a friend in my life, because I still do have my friends that I talk to, people who know me, people who know like if I'm stressed out, I can vent to. You know, like I said about Martika, like we still talk regularly. So it's not that I'm looking for a friend. Like I ain't never had a friend. It's like I'm looking for a level of community and people that's on the same page on what I am now. And even now as a mom, I have less time to be social, but I still don't want to be the person that's initiating it all the time. Like, you know, it's almost like if I don't ever reach out or if I don't suggest we go nowhere, we don't go nowhere. We don't see each other. So it's like I'm looking for maybe the more equally aligned friendship or connection. I don't even have to say friendship. That could be an overused word. And I'm also not a skeptical person. I go off vibes. I have a great intuition. But I'm not like untrusting or whatever. Like we could be cool from jump until otherwise. Like the girl from Bumble, we was cool from jump until otherwise. But anyway, this has brought me to, and I feel like all of this is very, you know, some people may not would share this, but one part I feel has a little bit of like, not shame behind it, but maybe like people want to keep it on low. It's like people who do want to meet people that's outside of jobs. Like networking, we know what that means. Even though I hate networking and we'll get to that. We know what that means. And we know what it's about. We're trying to get connections. We're trying to make a job. We hope that we're in the same career field. Maybe you could be a mentor. Maybe I could pick your brain, that type of thing. When we talk about friends, and maybe specifically female friends, it can be a little like people don't want you to know they're looking for friends. But anyway, I have joined plenty of groups looking for friends. And there's a lot of girls in there that's like, I'm looking for a friend. I live in this area. I just moved here from so-and-so. I have a son, or I'm young, or I like to do, you know, it's a lot of girls in this group. And then a lot of girls complain that people don't respond or people don't get together or they exchange numbers and nothing happens. And so it had me thinking about like the vulnerability and the effort it takes to find friends is just as much as dating. Now, granted, and I approach it like dating because when I decided I wanted to date, I dated. Like if you asked me out on a date, I went on the date. If you ask me, I won't say if you asked me on the second date, but like it was just like, what's the worst that could happen? So I was going on dates. I was getting to know you. I was sociable. I would talk to you, you know, which is when in the phase that I ended up meeting, you know, my husband. So it's like you got to put yourself out there. So I'm not, you know, afraid of doing that. But it's still like with girls, there's so many different factors of like, you know, some people want to go to the club at night. I'm past that phase. Some people have a lot of boy problems and they want to discuss, and it's like, oh girl, okay, I'm gonna listen, but you know, we gonna keep talking about the same man, you know. So it's like it's a lot of different factors. But I feel like when I'm in these groups on like Facebook or join these hashtags like girls that want to meet up, it can be kind of draining to not vibe with someone because also people don't really know how to meet people. It's the craziest thing. Like you're going somewhere to meet people and people are still like kind of keep it to themselves or with the person they came with. And so I've been going to a lot of events by myself. I went to 3 or 4 mom events this year by myself to meet other moms. We followed each other on, you know, Instagram. We talk here and there. And they're cool girls. I think like I love, you know, they're promoting their business or whatever it is. So it's not nothing negative, but I remember going to one event and this girl saying, you really brave for coming by yourself. And I'm like, it's the daytime. It's Camp North End. Like, you know, like that never crossed my mind, but some girls do not do things by themselves. And I love to do things by myself. I have never been afraid to go to lunch and movies by myself and be by myself. Like some people go by themselves and they still on their phone the whole time. So it's really like, you're not really by yourself. This is your safety net. But I digress. But yeah, so I have been putting myself out to meet people. And in 2025, I want to make even more of an effort. I know I'm going to become a mom of 2, which is crazy. And I don't know how much time I will have. But like, it's still important to me that I do have a community of people, like-minded people around me. And even before I had a kid, I had the same thought about my content creation or being in events in Charlotte. Like I need to be meeting the right people to be in the right circles of things that I'm interested in. Which brings me to networking now. So I hate the term networking. But I have had to embrace it because right now I'm at a point where my career path I need to take a big jump. I need to be active in what my next role is. I need to be, I don't want to say strategic, but I need to be very intentional about it. I'm meeting people at the company I am at now, learning more about their roles. I'm letting people know, what I'm looking for. what I'm interested in, my passions, stuff like that. I feel that that's something that I have never liked because it seems fake when you network. And to an extent, sometimes it is, but it's also like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I joked on my social media, it wasn't a joke, that I want to be a socialite. But I do. I want to be in these circles. I want to be able to, especially if I grow my family, like I have a daughter and she want to get into so-and-so. Oh, I know so-and-so. His daughter does that. Or I know, like, I want to have a Rolodex and people and, you know, be able to reach out to people because I know these people and I've cultivated these relationships already. So that's something I'm really intentional about coming in 2025. But overall, it's definitely harder to do for networking because it's not always genuine. But it shouldn't be hard to do because at least you know everybody's there to network. So it's like that kind of catch-22. But going back to friendships, I do feel that it's harder for some people. It's not hard for me. It's hard for me to make a connection. I mean, I haven't gained a friend or a new like mommy friend or whatever. But it's still something that I'm like not willing to give up on. And I think that so many girls, some people love being friends with their husband. That's the only friend they need, child. You know, more power to you. But that's not my testimony. And so like, you know, hanging out with my friends that I have is important to me. Meeting new people is important to me. But I just want to feel like it's reciprocated. Like I'm definitely not gonna meet a friend now and be the one always initiating something. Like that's how I feel now. You know, I can go weeks and months without seeing my friends. And that's not how I would prefer it, but that's just kind of how the chips have fallen. So I'm like trying to create new, you know, connections and stuff. But I think that it's a conversation that needs to be had about women, especially transitioning into different phases of your life, or even, you know, being in a group where you just have different interests than your friends. Like some of your friends travel and some of your friends, you know, drink, some of them don't. Like all the different things that can kind of like separate you as you grow, as you're maturing. I think is important, but I don't want to keep rambling on. But I do want to have a larger conversation around community, and I want to use my page to build a community too. I don't really know how to do that, and not in that sense, but like I would like to do events, but I don't want the events of social media, like where everybody has to get dressed up and we have to act like we are someone that we're not, in a sense. Like I want it to really be about the community. I'm trying to look into starting a newsletter possibly because I need to add something else to my plate. But you know, like how can I do that? Like Black, Beautiful, and Balanced to me is, I might have shared this before. It's like Black Love. Black Love Inc. is like an umbrella with all these different things under it. And that's why I named it Black, Beautiful, and Balanced. Like balance kind of gives me the license to do whatever I want under here because it all equals balance. So look forward to that in 2025, however that manifests itself, building community, networking, becoming a socialite. I know that might take longer than a year, but whatever. Meeting new friends, you know, letting go of some friends if that's the case for some people. Or just finding the connections that you truly want, whatever that looks like. So I would love for people to comment below if they are in any type of seasons of transitions with their friendships or their jobs or their community. I'm 36 years old, you know, so it's like this is probably a necessary thing or a thing that a lot of people are going through. So I would love to hear other people's perspective. You can comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more episodes of Black, Beautiful, and Balanced. I will be so consistent in 2025, and I'm not just saying that. I'm going to be balanced. But yeah, be sure to share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. And until the next episode of Black, Beautiful, and Balanced, see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. We are Black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Say it with me. We are Black, we are beautiful, we are balanced. Okay.